Hey, did you miss us? Well, either way, we're back with some brand new updates to SAP Analytics Cloud in this QRC4 release.
And just like last time, my name is Colin, alongside me is Chris, and we're both product managers for SAP Analytics Cloud. So let's get started.
First up, administration and infrastructure. With this update, you'll have the ability to choose whether or not to send an email when sharing a file, folder, or story with the user. This way, you can keep your colleagues up to date with what's being shared, or reduce the amount of email clutter being sent around, especially if you have a different preferred method of communication. Either way, the power is in your hands, and changing users' access rights to the shared file later will not trigger any new notifications. Administrators can now assign copy privileges for files and folders in order to prevent users from cloning information and creating unauthorized derivative work. Disabling the copy rights will remove the Save As button, as well as the copy feature for files and folders. This is another great example of SAP Analytics Cloud leading in enterprise readiness by helping you ensure information stays secure and accessed only by the right people.
Now, on to Analytics Designer. Application designers will now be able to define a timer to delay the trigger of a script call. This technical component has several related scripting APIs, including start delay in seconds, stop is running, and on timeout. These calls are incredibly useful for automating certain processes within the Analytics Designer, reducing the manual inputs that are required. You'll now be able to capture the current state of your applications using bookmarks. These are going to be available as a technical design component in design time, and the designer can configure what should be captured in the bookmark. These bookmarks can be shared, edited, or deleted via the file repository and within the application using the scripting APIs. With this improvement, sharing the exact information that your end user needs will be just as easy as clicking a bookmark and then sending it to someone. Then just lather, rinse, and repeat. You can now create your own custom widget with the SAP Analytics Cloud Custom Widget SDK. This will allow you to extend the predefined set of widgets provided by the Analytics Designer with third-party widgets. These can be built using web components and developers' favorite JavaScript libraries. This will open up Analytics Designer to a slew of useful new features customized just for your use case.
Next, data integration. You can now export data to SAP Integrated Business Planning, or IBP, directly via an IBP connection, as well as schedule export jobs regularly based on your business needs. This works really great with our new hourly scheduling feature as well, giving planners the ability to stay on top of their data at all times. And this is all part of our continued goal to realize the collaborative enterprise planning vision. Aggregations are now supported with live data connections to universes. These include count, count excluding null, count excluding zero and null, minimum, maximum, average, and average excluding zero and null. This will allow for a wide variety of calculations to be created, providing more in-depth analysis of your metrics by creating new, more specific measures. To learn more about these aggregations and calculations, check out our YouTube channel for some tutorial videos.
On to data visualization. SAP Analytics Cloud will offer you recommended comparisons right in the Builder panel as you create your charts. These recommendations are based on version or time and will adjust based on the chart context. In many cases, there's a lot of value that comes from insights gained through comparing versions or time periods. However, not everyone knows how to create a valuable comparison. Now, even a first-time user of SAP Analytics Cloud will be able to easily create a recommended comparison, reducing the learning curve and making analytics more accessible to all decision makers. Who doesn't love linked analysis? With this update, you'll be able to change the hierarchy of multiple charts through linked analysis, as long as the charts are on the same hierarchy and level as the driver chart. This extends the link and linked analysis to be even more dynamic, allowing another level of interaction with your charts.
The new Dynamic Time Filter UI is now directly available in your Builder panel, along with dynamic time offsets and widget filters. This allows you to quickly create popular dynamic time widget filters, such as year to date or previous and current month, without needing any special knowledge of the product. Just be aware that in order to see the offset option, you'll need to enable unrestricted drilling. When the current period is selected in charts, users will have the ability to create recommended comparisons based on dynamic time filters. These recommended comparisons are very useful for a quick, general insight which can then guide you to an area that needs more attention. The option to create comparisons based on version and time will still be available, giving you more flexibility to quickly analyze your data exactly the way you want.
With this update, you'll now have the ability to sort charts by 2 or more dimensions either alphabetically or in a custom configuration with semantic meaning. These sorts can be set by both the designer and the viewer, making it easier for you to organize your information just the way that you like it. Story designers will now have the ability to restore an accidentally deleted widget. This widget can be restored from a toast that will appear on the bottom of your screen and last for just over 7 seconds after deletion. For widgets that cannot be restored, you will receive a prompt that double-checks your desire to delete the widget.
Line-based charts will display more data labels by prioritizing them based on their placement in the Builder panel. On another note, administrators now have the option to choose from a preset group of specific messages within system administration to be displayed whenever no data is returned within a chart. The default messages will remain unless an administrator makes a change. Moreover, story designers can now style these error messages from the styling panel to give it the look you want. Now, Digital Boardroom. Boardroom designers will have the option to enable the refresh and reset of topics through the action bar for Boardroom presentations. This will quickly allow you to update your data and make sure the visualizations are as relevant as possible, as well as reset any filters you've created right from the touch of a button. And for modeling, you can now enable translations of model and public dimension metadata in addition to stories. The user now has the option to mark a model or a dimension as ready for translation, and after the user translates the relevant texts using a common translation service, the translated text will be shown in the modeler and the story UI for the current user's session language. By enabling users to create translated models and metadata, the value of SAP Analytics Cloud in global workplaces increases dramatically.
Next up, planning. The new default template for tables will now have a white background with distinctive formatting for the header cells, particularly when you use different versions in your table. This will make it much easier to compare actuals with budgeted and forecast values, improving readability and clarity. The context menu options for tables are now extended by right-clicking on a cell. These new options now include copy, undo, or redo data entry, and open history panel, among others. This should make your workflow feel more familiar and intuitive, making sure that you can stay focused on the important tasks. When you're working on a story that's part of a calendar task, you no longer need to switch back and forth between the calendar and the story. A new status bar has been added to the top of the task-connected story, which shows calendar information when hovered over, along with a submit, reject, and more details button.
Let's take a quick look at Smart Assist. This update brings a new UI to the panel, which can display up to 2 types of insights simultaneously, along with a brand new How Has It Changed insight, showing you how the data point varies over time. We've also introduced brand new navigation with an expand or collapse option, as well as back button at the bottom of the panel. These improvements will offer a more consistent and familiar interface, making it easier to access your smart insights. And last but not least, Smart Predict. Smart Predict just got a whole lot smarter. You can now augment your business intelligence dashboard with Smart Predict insights created on top of your live SAP HANA data. This unlocks the power of machine learning to augment your analytics and provide more business value for the same price.
Well, that's a wrap for this quarter's highlights, folks.
We hope you're just as excited as we are for this new release, and we can't wait to show you even more about these new features.
We'll see you all again next year for the QRC1 release, and in the meantime, we wish you happy holidays and a happy new year.
Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.